exploited it. It's as simple as that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you Slayer's Ryung. He is in the red trunks, and he is playing Terran to the southwest of Daybreak versus his opponent, currently at 1 game in this best-of-3 series, looking very likely at this current time to go up against Sarsay once again, looking for some revenge. It is Complexity MVP Tails. He is in the orange trunks, and he is playing Protoss to the northeast.
Both of these players looking for revenge on Sarsay, actually. Sarsay knocking both of these down into the loser bracket. And the thing is, I am really interested to see how this will go down. I think that Tails, I don't think Ryung gave him enough respect in that first game, to be honest, going for that greedy play.
Yeah.
And, you know, the thing is that these two players obviously play against each other a lot within the ladder and so on. Personally, they haven't played that much in the GSL, of course, not because they're in different leagues, and I'm not too sure about their individual online tournaments and so on, but it just seemed that he thought that Tails wouldn't do that and thought he'd play a little bit more straight up and just expand in, you know, 3-gate, then Robo and so on. On this map, though, it is kind of friendly towards going for an expansion without gas as well, because it's not that of a wide natural area, and it doesn't look like we are going to be seeing gas come out from Ryung here, actually, as he goes past the 14 supply mark. So we are going to see a 1 barracks gasless expand here.
Yeah, once again, not as greedy as last time. Fairly standard play, honestly. It potentially punishable, but not so much as going command center on 15, which is what we saw in the previous game. We'll see what Tails decides to do here. Well, he's going to be the greedy one this time around.
Yep, he's going to do that, and so we're basically going to have this passive game unravel now, unless when you do play this command center first play, when you see a Nexus first, you can actually go ahead and build Marines and then go with this all-in style of play, because usually you want to be getting double gas up if you don't go Nexus first to have enough sentries to deal with it. So that may be something Ryung might want to do. Obviously, he's going to know exactly what to do when he scouts it. That's one of the differences with Korean players as well, is when they go into these scenarios, they've actually played and trained this specific scenario about 1,000 times within their own training house, so he knows exactly what to do, and he is going to throw down the command center down anyway.
Yeah, but go for that, why not? There's no real point in trying to punish that just yet. You can have a little poke and prod, check the timings, get a whole bunch of information, knowing that there's no way that Tails can actually get rid of that SCV just yet.
And double gas taken right away here from Tails. Does want to get that sentry count up in case any aggression does come down, so we can start using force fields well. And let's have a look in the base of Ryung now. We'll be wanting to throw down the second and third barracks probably in a couple of seconds here. Doesn't really want to cut corners again. I guess he could do, but at the same time, the third barracks is going to come down anyway here, as we can see 2 and 3 have been added on.
Yeah, very sensible considering what was happening to him in the previous game. Does not want to repeat of that, absolutely not. Tails able to get greedy as a result perhaps of a very cautious opening right there from Ryung, and maybe, just maybe, if that game had not gone the way that it had, then he wouldn't have been able to get away with it. But as it stands, he's got a reasonable economic lead right now. He's got 5 probes. The orbital has only just started construction and the upgrading right here, and the bunker coming down to prevent anything from coming in, and really there's nothing that's going to be coming from Tails for a while now.
And Tails just sent a probe in directly to Suicide to get the scout of the command center to make sure 100% that it is actually there and we're not going to see some form of all-in. So really nice play there from Tails, and he knows that it's not coming, so he doesn't have to worry too much about that now. We do have a hidden SCV up here. I love that by Ryung to actually move in again later to get some scanning information as units start to move out of the map. That's really nice by him there.
Yeah, I have to wonder what kind of insurance policy these SCVs actually have, because they seem to be doing this an awful lot, and quite frankly, I wouldn't want their job.
Yeah, it's going to die for sure. I mean, usually he's basically going in now at the same time of when a Stalker or something would be out in the center of the map. Unfortunately for him, doesn't get that much information. And look at that, 4 gateways total, 3 gateways been thrown down, and we're going to see a next one, I think, coming down as well. So that's going to bring him up to a total of 5 gateways, and oh dear, 6 gateways. This is going to get rough here for Ryung. Luckily, he hasn't been cutting that many corners, but right now he is making a tech lab and reactor at the same time. He's moving around so smartly, looking for that probe,
and he
knowing
finds one.
that it might come down as a pylon, and he finds it. That's so good for Ryung in this scenario.
Yep, he's seen it right now. He knows exactly where it's going. It is not getting away, surely. It will be intercepted and destroyed, and the 6-gate pressure that is coming will be a little bit more difficult now.
And a second bunker's actually placed down here by Ryung. He knows that something is up, especially seeing a probe. Why is a probe up there at this point in the game? Why would that be? And of course, Ryung already knows. He throws down that second bunker. It's still going to be tough because he's only just now got this Tech Lab and Reactor up and running. And he's going to be well, he's actually not, doesn't matter. But at the same time, he has to get ready to pull SCVs. He has control of the Zalnog Tower. Very, very important here. And look at that, an SCV is actually going to find the other probe. And is it going to see, oh, it turns around, doesn't quite see that pylon there.
No, it doesn't, but it has to be suspecting something is up there. An interesting decision there. Ghost Academy around the back of this one.
That's so risky because he can get a ghost out and it's going to take a lot of resources to do so. He has to be careful of not being caught. He sees all the units coming now in the vision of him. He sees all the sentries, the zealots, and even more coming streaming down now. He should be wanting to pull SCVs off very, very shortly. He did get combat shields, which is going to help out. There are the SCVs being pulled to kind of buffer onto these bunkers. He may actually want to build a third bunker. There it is coming down as well, because this is going to be a rocky ride.
Yes, it is, and the probe will be able to place a pylon directly and then incredibly aggressive pylon. Army supply size is about that. It's pretty equal. The bunker should be able to hold for the moment, but if another pylon comes in, and of course another wave of units comes in like that, then things do start to get very ugly. Double ghost for Ryung coming up right now, very early on.
And they will help out eventually, but not right now, and this is when it's going to hurt the most.
Yes, it is, and there's the force field placement trapping the SCVs right there. The repairs are not happening, and in come those zealots to try and smash down. Beautiful force fields right here by Tails, annihilating that force at the front there without any issues whatsoever. But more warpins will of course come to follow this up. Two ghosts coming in. I don't see what those ghosts are going to do right now as Tails crashes down on Ryung. Another bunker annihilated. The third one is down. Tails' force is massive, and Ryung just has nothing to fight it with.
And Ryung's TVP not up to scratch. He is going to go down here. There's nothing he can do. And Tails is going to advance here to play Sase again. And unfortunately, Ryung is not going to get his wish to play Stefano. And more Zealots are streaming in now. And this is not looking good at all here for Ryung.
GG, ladies and gentlemen. A clean sweep for Tails. Very convincing win there for him. And he will advance to play Sase again. And let's see how his PvP is.